All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Happy to be here.
So this time, we're taking a look at National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
A classic.
It really is. You know, it's been, what, over 30 years since this movie came out?
That's right.
And we're still watching it every year?
Hmm.
Why is that?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
But I think it really boils down to how relatable it is. I mean, who hasn't had a Christmas that's gone a little bit off the rails?
You know, I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like the more you try to make things perfect,
Right.
the more likely it is that something's going to go wrong.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Christmas Vacation taps into, right? It's that universal truth about the holidays.
We're all just trying to create these picture-perfect moments, but reality has a way of throwing a wrench in the works.
A squirrel in the Christmas tree, perhaps?
Or maybe a Cousin Eddie emptying his RV's septic tank in your driveway.
Speaking of Cousin Eddie, that's got to be one of the most iconic characters in movie history.
Yeah,
Randy Quaid just completely nailed that role.
he really did. Did you know, though, that he almost wasn't in the movie?
I did, actually. I was reading about that. Apparently, his character wasn't in the original script.
No. Wow.
Yeah, they added him later. Can you imagine the movie without him?
I really can't. He just adds this whole other layer of chaos to the movie. And it's so funny because he's so oblivious to it all.
Yeah, he just stumbles through life, creating mayhem wherever he goes.
And Clark just keeps trying to, keep it all together.
Or Clark. He just wants to have the perfect Christmas.
Yeah. And I think that's another reason why this movie resonates with so many people. We all know a Clark Griswold.
Right. We've all been a Clark Griswold at some point.
Someone who just, wants everything to be just right, especially during the holidays.
And it's that tension, right, between the ideal Christmas and the reality of Christmas that makes the movie so funny.
Absolutely. And speaking of reality, this movie came out in 1989. Can you believe that?
1989. It was a different time, wasn't it?
It was. The Berlin Wall came down. The Simpsons premiere.
See, Hammer was telling everyone they can't touch this.
Right? And yet somehow, Christmas Vacation still feels relevant today.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's because the themes of the movie are so timeless. The family dynamics, the pressure to create the perfect holiday, the consumerism.
Yeah, that consumerism aspect is really interesting. Clark's obsessed with having the best Christmas lights, the perfect presents.
It all backfires on him, of course.
It does, doesn't it? It's like the movie saying, hey, all this stuff doesn't matter. What matters is spending time with the people you love.
Exactly. And even though the movie is, exaggerated for comedic effect,
Of course, yeah.
there's a real message there about what's truly important during the holidays.
And it's not just the message, right?
Yeah.
It's the way the movie delivers it. It's so funny. It's quotable.
Oh, definitely. I mean, who doesn't quote Christmas Vacation during the holidays?
And the physical comedy, too.
Chevy Chase is a master of physical comedy.
He really is. Like that scene where he's trying to put up the Christmas lights and he falls off the roof.
Classic.
Or when he's trying to cut down the Christmas
And
tree.
Big crashes through the living room window.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And did you know that some of those crazy scenes were actually inspired by real-life events?
Oh, yeah. Like the shopping scenes at the department store. Those were based on the real-life Marshall Fields.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And apparently John Hughes, the writer, he was known for drawing inspiration from his own life and experiences.
Oh, that's cool. And even Cousin Eddie's unique wardrobe.
The white sweater and the black dickie.
Yeah. That was inspired by someone Hughes knew in real life.
I wouldn't be surprised. So it seems like there was a lot of reality woven into this over-the-top comedy.
Absolutely. And it all comes together to create this movie that's both hilarious and heartwarming.
And timeless, too.
Totally. So I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have?
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
We've talked about how Christmas Vacation satirizes consumerism and the pressure to create the perfect holiday. But do you think we've actually learned anything since 1989?
That's a good question.
Are we any less caught up in the holiday frenzy today?
I don't know. I mean, social media has definitely added a whole new layer of pressure to the holidays. Everyone's trying to create these perfect Instagrammable moments.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a growing awareness of the downsides of all that. People are starting to push back against the consumerism, the excess.
Right. Maybe we are learning, slowly but surely.
Maybe so. I mean, at the end of the day, Christmas Vacation reminds us that what really matters is storing time with the people we love. And that's a message that will always be relevant.
Well said. All right, folks, that's it for this deep dive on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And try not to burn the turkey.
Or empty your RV's septic tank in the neighbor's driveway.
Huh.